So we will see. Here we go then. On board, and I will try and find somebody to watch, and we're going to watch Jamam on his lap, and it's going to be a short lap. He's gone a bit wide out turn 1, so let's put him on the back foot already. And yeah, it's important to get these traction zones nailed down and make sure your turning point is right, because it's a very short lap and there is no time to waste.
I was waiting there just as they take turn 3. A lot of people can obviously hit that wrong, and it's interesting to see who came diving down the timing screens there. But what name's a bit of a surprise down there is the man that's just retired there, Race Roller. That's someone that you'd have expected to do well, someone that's had some good results. So he's going to have a lot to do.
Yeah, Russell as well. And I was looking at Jamam and Beast, 2 quick drivers. They're not in contention at the moment, as it seems like Zydrad is on his way. Nicky has been very fast in the last couple of weeks. Last couple of races, I should say. And he's up there. Jamam crawling his way up as we went on board, so we gave him probably a little bit of a curse on this lap. As it looks like for first time in a while, it's not going to be Jamam coming across the line. It is Nicky from absolutely nowhere, who is just jumped from 3rd on the timing screens to 1st, and he gets 4 points for pole position, and that is a brilliant lap from Nicky. And I think that was Darnell in 2nd, Zydrad in 3rd.
He must have had an incredible launch of that last corner, because honestly it looked like it was nowhere, and then just straight in there to take it by just under a 10th. So fantastic by Nicky there.
That is a great lap. I mean, we were on board with Jamam there, and he was a long way down, and he's caught a long way back up. So he obviously has pace, but yeah, the first sector I would say was the best from Jamam, and he is behind his teammate. So I'm sure there's going to be some team wars involved. But yeah, Zydrad is ahead of those two, and Darnell is in 2nd place on the front row. So it's a different front row from what we're seeing, but it's going to be exciting. It makes it more exciting, I think. Yeah, Race Roller started from the back. He was disqualified from the session. Obviously he retired, but yeah, he was already out by then, and he was the first one to invalidate out of the people that did. Russell had no time, so he would have crashed. And yeah, the rest, I think 4 others invalidated. So we'll wait a couple of minutes. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. If there is rain at the end here, it's going to be interesting to see whether there is if there's a strategy difference. And well, in the recent races, it's been the alternate strategy has been the way to go. So I'll be interested to see that.
And one thing I think I hadn't previously alluded to, but having seen such a high percentage of drivers with invalidations, I think penalties are going to be big here. I think they're going to be key to a few placings, because it is so easy to cut a corner here. So that could be a massive factor, especially if we do get those wet conditions.
Yes, indeed. So then, Nicky leads the way. I don't know if this is his first ever pole position in F2, but I know he's started from the front in sprint races. But in terms of actual 4 points for pole, certainly first, if not one of the first. Tyres then, as Cosmic, Cameron and Carlin come together, or one of them hits the other formation up, so not a good start for them. We have Nicky on the alternate strat from pole, and eight drivers behind him on the supers, and then it's Bennett on the soft. So there's a lot of people going to be waiting, and Nicky is aggressively weaving his tyres already, because he knows he's going to be under pressure from the rest. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether this is the right call for Nicky or not. He has certainly done well, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it will all happen at the end of the race for Nicky, if happens at all. But I reckon he might be on the better strategy if there is rain, because the softer the tyre, the more grip you have.
It's a tricky one to call, I feel, because we've seen it before when Zydrad went for the alternative strategy in previous races, how he was completely screwed over by a safety car. So I feel like someone that's got nothing to lose, like Race Roller, I think's the perfect strategy is to go on that softer tyre at the start and just hope for that safety car, get off those tyres and giving themselves a good chance in this race. But a lot of factors that can sway this race many ways. Nicky can obviously try and dictate the pace, but obviously he'll have an issue at the start because those guys will be chomping at the bits to get the jump on him.
We will indeed. So then we wait for everyone to come and line up into the grids. It's going to be interesting. F2 is back, and it's back for a while, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle yourselves in for the ride. It is Nicky from pole, Darnell from second, and then the main championship protagonists lie in behind them, ready to pounce. Can Nicky make the alternate strategy work as we wait for the 5 red lights to be important for Darnell to get ahead? They're now coming on, and here we go then, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and we are underway here in Austria, and it looks like Darnell has definitely got the better start, and he's going to pull alongside, and he's going to pull into the lead down into turn 1. Seidrich having a nose down the inside, and he gets through there cleanly as the two ARTs are right behind each other. Here comes Nicky back at Darnell. He's going to try the outside. Darnell defends to the inside. It's important for Nicky, if his race is going to go very well, to get this move done. He's going to be forced to the outside, but Darnell has the high ground, and this is going to allow Seidrich, or maybe not, as Seidrich's had a poor exit, and this is going to allow, I think that's Ham, the first of the ARTs, going to be up alongside, and I think Darnell is going to hold this on the inside. Oh, that's early braking from Nicky, and I think he's got damage as well. And he spun into Zydrad, and that is Zydrad round into the side of Nicky, and Zydrad was just an innocent bystander to all of that. And Zydrad is down into 19th with Nicky in 20th place, and that is the worst possible start for Zydrad and Nicky.
And it's going to affect, I think, Nicky more than Zydrad, because Zydrad at least can utilise
off as well.
Those tyres. What I was just looking at was further afield, or further back, sorry.
McEwen's off as well, Maxwell.
Yep, he's just come back just in front of Callan there. Callan actually damaged his front wing.
Oh, someone's off at the final corner.
So,
Sem. There's Sem off at the final corner. Everything's happening. I don't know what to keep up. Every time I look, there's a yellow flag. I don't really know what's going on at the moment. As the timing screens decide to have a mare, I think we need Darnell. He is in the lead. That's all we know. So that is what we definitely know.
His misery.
And he's retired in the pits.
So what I'd done is I'd went further down the field just to see if I could, because obviously when it gets a lot of cars, there's always that chance of a collision. The only one I really saw, it did seem pretty clean into turn 1. Turn 3 was just Carlin, I don't know if it was just too late on the brakes, but it did look like he damaged his front wing. But trying to follow all that, I kind of missed everything else that you mentioned until I just saw it in the replay of Zydrad being spun around by Nicky, and Nicky off on the side, and Zydrad kind of, as you say, an innocent bystander in that instance.
Yeah, he's not going to be very happy at all. Oh, Russell goes wide. Oh, it makes contact with Carlin. So if Carlin didn't already have damage, he has now, and he might have. Russell might have been the wing that I saw, and he has got end plate damage himself. And Russell has left the session.
Try and get him back in.
So we'll try and get back in, but Jamam sets the fastest lap. As the two ARTs are a bit like sharks coming for their prey at the moment, and the DRSs are wide open for Ham Jam, and I think this is going to be sooner rather than later, as Darnell defends for all it's worth down to the inside, and Ham goes for the old switcheroo with Jam waiting along. It's the Darnell, it's the Ham Jam and Jam Ham filling in the Darnell sandwich, and Ham is going to go around the outside. It's going to be tough to go around the outside, but he's making it work, and he's now got the inside line for the double left of turn 6 and 7, and it looks like he's got it done, and he has got it done for now. He's very close still. Russell's back in the session, so that is good. Darnell looks to have got a decent exit, so is he going to have a nose? And Ham defends to the inside early. Here comes Jam Ham down the inside. This is going to get very close. The ART's working together as it's very close, but Darnell's going to have to run wide with the dirty air, and Jam Ham's going to try his nose down the final corner. He's ahead, but Darnell goes for the switchback, and he's back up into second place, and Ham leads then, as I think Darnell's going to make his way up into, or stay in second place rather. So he's lost one. Oh, he's almost lost the car completely there, and that's going to put Jam Ham right on the back of him. But Darnell does have the DRS, so he should be able to defend. And I think Beast is about to go for a move himself.
So just watching that there on the onboards. First off, I was on with Jamham, and then eventually with Darnell. It just seemed that both trying to make those moves, basically compromising themselves, which obviously left us in the situation we're at here. But just the fight at the front. His left will get somebody off. I think that's Carlin going through gravel.
Yeah, looks like. Yeah, Carlin off. It's allowed Southerners to get involved in this, as this battling. And yeah, I think if... Oh, he's run wide, I think, as Darnell there a bit of dirty air. Let's have a look on board with Southerners, see how he's getting on, as he's just watching this. I'm sure he's loving it. Getting a chance to be involved in the lead battle. And if he can just keep it clean, then he can play his joker. You never know, and it could just come his way as Bennett, a little Wiggy, has gone off as well. And he's off the track, and there's a few cars coming along, and they're almost 3 wide into the penultimate corner. So Silly Bunny Scopes and I think J. Lee Menz, and they all managed to get through there fairly cleanly as Scopes comes into the pit lane for an early stop.
Tell you one thing, one person I'm keen to keep an eye on and see how they do as the race progresses is Bennett, because at the moment the high racer in on the soft compound tyre and in a bit of clean space. You know, he's got clean in front of him. Got a good cushion towards Cosmic Cameron behind, although he has just lost the position to McEwen, sorry. So it's someone to keep an eye on, for sure.
Yellow flag, seems like Carlin is up there. There's 3 wide, I think, down into out of turn 3, and Lil Wiggy and Bunny are going at it. So quickly go on board with that. Wiggy and Bunny. Wiggy obviously lost a couple of positions, and Wiggy's come back fighting and has made the move up into P9 as Jamham still stalking the back of the Campos of Darnell, and obviously as long as Darnell stays in the DRS, the better it is for him. And looks like Jamham's into the pits, so there you go.
Darnell gets his second penalty.
There's a 3-second time penalty for Darnell, and that's not going to help him at the end of the race. As Beast up into P4. Jam goes for the early stop. Russell picks up another penalty, and yeah, these 3 Southerners just lost the DRS from Jam, and Wiggy has sped into the pit lane, so that's really not going to help. He's already had 1 off in this race, and now that is another mistake that he has made. And yeah, Bennett is not far off, that's for sure. And yeah, like we say and keep saying, that if that rain does come, Bennett will be the first on the alternate strategy, trying his luck, as Jam has got a decent gap that he's gone into, which means that these guys can fall into that gap just ahead and not get held up.
I was quite interested just looking at that there, as you say, good gap behind to Little Wiggy and just the 4.5 seconds behind Russell, so he's in a pretty good position. It's just going to be a case of, can he absolutely power that 1 lap whilst the others are on struggling, possibly. Super soft tyres is the top 3, we're going to make it top 4, all pits.
Yeah, they all pit. Someone's late into there. Beast is late on the brakes and has sped. As I watch on board with him, as Cosmic Cameron ran wide at the final corner. But yeah, Bennett does lead then, as he does a little tank slapper out of the first corner. And yeah, Beast sped into the pit lane, so that is unfortunate for him, but that will help Bennett out, because he was the man that he was fighting against. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we go on board with Jam, where he comes out in all this. And he's out ahead of his team, side by side with his teammate, and the undercut has worked. And well, I don't know if there's going to be any team orders along with this, but on merit, Jamham has pulled the trigger, pulled the undercut, and he is up into the net lead of the race. And well, there's still a long way to go, but it's advantage Jam at the moment.
Just get the key back in, just to ensure he's...
Someone's round at the final corner again. I think that's Sem. Once again has had troubles at the final corner, and is now lost as Carlin has passed him. And I think Zydra just got ahead of Barlow, as Barlow went on to Super Softs again, or he went on to Super Softs, so he's going to have to stop again as McEwen pits, and I'm sure Cameron will pit as well. That leaves 3 drivers yet to pit, and there's a big gap, so I doubt the net leaders will come up to them before they pit. We'll wait and see as Jam sets the fastest lap.
On the road yellow flags there, that was just Sam letting, I believe, his teammate through there, yep.
Yeah, Sam already been lapped. So then, Ham is right behind. I don't know what's going to go on. I don't know if there's any team orders at all. But we'll wait and see, as they have got the gap to Darnell, who has also got a penalty, so it's important to see whether Southerners can make his way onto the podium, as Beast also has a time penalty, so does Little Wiggy behind. So we'll have to wait and see as Ham goes deep on the brakes, and he has to stay and stick behind in P5, and I'm sure Ham is not going to be too happy that his brother has managed to pull the undercut.
I've been intrigued with
racing for you.
What the mindset is with the two of them, because realistically, if they can hold it out just in formation until the end of the life of the top guys is soft tyres, or do they hold it out into the rain and then just go for it? Because you remember as well, if the rain comes down and it does call for the wet tyres, that's a double stack, and that could leave Ham Jam in the second running order of these two in a bit of trouble. So really intriguing as we get the fastest lap from Darnell.
Darnell without the DRS has gone faster than Jam without the DRS, and the man with the DRS is Ham Jam, and he is coming and he's gaining once again. Seems like a matter of time before he goes to the move, surely, but he has to stick behind. Strussel picks up another time penalty in the Arden, not the Arden, the HWA race lab, sorry, as it looks like Zydrad is gone for a move, is going for a move, and is making the move up into P12, that is, as Ham sticks behind, and I'm sure this is frustrating Ham being stuck behind his teammate, but we don't know, as I think Sem has gone off the track once again, just ahead of these guys.
Battle here, a little Wiggy.
Yes, there he is.
McEwen.
Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. McEwen around the outside. McEwen gets a penalty for trying to go around the outside. So this track bites in terms of track limits, as we said. Oh, and he's round and he's in the wall. I don't know if he made contact at all. And he is in the wall, and Sem picks up a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. And well, if his race weren't already over, it is now.
I think he's just trying to get out of the way of people, and unfortunately for him, it's came at a cost there. He's just popped over at the side, because it is one of those tracks where it is quite difficult to let cars through as well. And you know,
Ham's going for the move around the outside. Going to get shown the door. It's going to get slammed in his face. Who has the DRS? It is Ham, and I think Ham surely now has got the move done. Jam will give it up, will he not? I don't know. This is, gloves are off, or are they? They're in the same team, so they wouldn't want to ruin each other, but they do have a championship to fight for, with no threat of anybody behind, even though Darnell is there. He does have that time penalty to his name, and that is going to hamper him, as they are starting to catch J. Lee Menz in P3, but Bennett is comfortably clear and is lapping, definitely lapping quicker than Silly Bunny by a couple of tenths, a tenth or so each lap. So the top two have decent pace, but Silly Bunny is over 7 seconds back, so Bennett is in a good position. Just have to wait and see what comes, as Darnell sets another fastest lap, so he would be ready to pounce if these drivers ahead of him of Ham and Jam pick up any time penalties.
I can't believe I'm saying this at Austria, but this is the only battle between Ham and Jam that's within DRS range. Everybody else is out with a second. Never thought I'd say that at Austria.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Darnell's trying his best to make this a freeway battle. Beast is trying his best to catch up to Southerners, but Southerners has got good pace, but not as good as pace as his brother ahead of him. Southerners is quite slightly quicker, so because of that, the gaps are starting to spread, as that's a car off the track.
It's Carlin again.
Carlin. And he's had a poor outing so far in the feature race. And his race has not gone well, but he still has a sprint race to try try his luck anyway, as Darnell gets a bit out of shape going through turn 8 on the exit turn 7, the left-hander. Run wide a little bit there, did Jamham in the dirty air. But they're coming up to the back of someone. I'm not sure who this is. Is this J. Lee Menz? It is J. Lee Menz.
Jam Ham there with the fastest lap. Is that a little nudge to Ham Jam saying, you know, I still get pace here, you better start to get a move on, because the pressure will start to mount as the top 3 will be pitting probably next 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Who can get past the alternate strategy runners quicker, and Ham is only just about edging past. And Jam is going to have to wait a bit longer, as Ham has made his way up into 3rd place and has car in between him and his brother. As this may allow Darnell to catch up a little bit onto the back of Jamham. As as I say that, maybe not, as Jam's already made the move before I even got a chance to look at it. And he is up into 4th place and still in the DRS zone. Carlin has crashed on track, yellow flag, and that's a safety car, and Jam's dived into the pits.
I was trying to look around there, I had no indication whether it was VSC or safety car, because
I didn't get a notification. I had to pause the game and it showed up for me, but you can see the safety car just ahead of at turn 1, where Darnell is now coming through. This won't affect, I don't think will affect the running, but for those people who haven't stopped yet, this is going to spice the race up quite some bit.
It's going to put Ben in a good position, it's going to put Silly Bunny in a good position. I feel for Darnell because the penalties are going to really affect him. But we could end up a sprint race here.
I think Beast's penalty is gone now, because he had a speeding in the pit lane penalty. So yeah, as Russell's got a drive-through penalty, so that has put him well and truly out of contention for anything. Here comes Bennett then into the pits, our race leader, who has been for some while, been on the alternate strategy, and another drive-through. He's got 2 drive-through penalties for speeding under safety car. I'm not sure what Russell is doing, but whatever he's doing it wrong at the moment.
Silly Bunny in as well. This will be the interesting one. Will Ham Jam jump in?
No.
He stays out. He's
Darnell. No.
Going to keep track position.
Summoners. Don't think so. No. Wiggy. I think track position is vital, of course, but we'll see. It doesn't look like... Well, this gives us an opportunity to see whether the rain will come or not with the safety car, as nobody else is pitting by the looks of it. I imagine possibly some people at the back might do that, as Race Roller has made a mistake somewhere and got overtaken by Jamham, but Jam has let him back through. So we wait and see, is anybody else coming in. Looks like Russell is coming in, but yeah, he's still got a drive through to serve. As Barlow doesn't pit either, so I think he's used some super softs already. So there we go then. People are pit, and we wait for everybody to get up to the back of the queue. Bennett and Bunny in good positions. Jamham has got some work to do, and Bennett is lagging a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. But that issue might be exacerbated by the safety car conditions. But we'll wait and see, and we'll wait for everybody to catch back up.
I'm just trying to get my head around that Jamham decision, whether it was wise or not, because 8th position, obviously where he is in the championship, was it really worth the pit stop? I'd be intrigued to know his thinking behind it, because obviously a good position in the championship, he didn't necessarily need to go ahead and win this race. He would have still been in a great position, especially with Zydrad down because of the incident at the start. It's an interesting one.
Dare we question what Jam does? This is where most of the points are handed out, of course. with the maximum points for the top 10, and then the grid gets reversed from the top for the top 8 of this race, and 8th starts on pole, and so forth, 7th and 2nd. As we wait for everyone to catch up to the back, we might have one more lap behind the saved car. Yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see. Where realistically can he get up to? You know, he can get past Race Roller, he'll get past Wiggy, as long as he doesn't get into any contact due to penalties. You could say he'll get past both the Darnell brothers, Southerners, and Darnell, as Darnell has got pen, so you'd back him to get past there. After that, well, you're looking at a fight with Bunny, Bennett, and his teammate. Doesn't have a penalty. I wouldn't usually throw Darnell into that equation, but he's got a penalty and he's got Bennett directly behind him. So it's going to be interesting, but I expect the safety car to be in at the end of the next lap.
I'm going to give
a
bold prediction here, Matt. It's a really bold prediction, and it's going to hate me if this goes wrong. Zydrad to take reverse pole.
Zydrad to take. So, he has, if he keeps it all in one direction, he has the positions on penalties. He can get the position on penalties from Night Ranger, McEwen, Scopes, Cameron, Menz ahead of him. And I think can he get past Beast? I don't know, he made a brilliant restart last time we were racing in Azerbaijan, and he got unlucky in the end. But he definitely does come alive, and I think it would really boost his confidence if he could get to 8th place, and that's where the magic starts really. I know it's not what he wanted. He would have wanted to fight for the win in the feature race with more points available, but you know, if he can get something out of this race, hopefully he can build that momentum. But it's a tough task because you got to get past a load of drivers, and obviously Beast is ahead of him without a penalty now after 7 that 5-second hill, so no slouch. But safety car is in this lap, and Russell will make his way up to the back of the pack, but he does have a drive-through to serve. Might have 2 drive-throughs still to serve. So Hammer's going to slow everyone down, and then we'll keep our eyes on the super soft runners, and Ham is going to get us underway. We'll wait for the safety car to come in. Ham becomes the de facto safety car, and I think he might try and go around the final corner, and that would probably be the main place to go. As he's slowed down, he's slow. Bunny's picked up a time penalty, Cameron's picked up a time penalty, and he's gone. Goes late, but it's worked in his favour. And I think Wiggy and Race Roller go side by side. There's a lot of action down into turn 1. They're almost 3 wide down into turn 1. And they all managed to make it through. And there's that Jam Hump squeezing right through the middle. And he has made up 2 positions, and he's somehow made that work. And Wiggy's lost out completely there, and I think we got McEwen having a go, and there's a lot of action. They're all so close, 3 wide into there. Someone's had a dart down the inside, and I think that was
McEwen, the big was on there.
Oh, McEwen has lost out completely. There might have been a trident of Night Ranger going down the inside, but Scopes on the back. Oh, race roll. Oh my word, Scopes down the inside of Little Wiggy, and he's made it stick and has stopped the car. Zydrad and Beast side by side, and looks like Zydrad's got ahead, and Night Ranger going down. Still side by side here. There could be big contact. They're gonna Race Roller's gonna have to watch wing damage going off. They're almost 4 wide are going off. I mean, I don't even know what they're trying, but yeah, Men's has lost out, been on the better tyres, and there's a lot of action going on here.
A lot of dot on track.
Almost afraid to look. Oh my word, the dams of the Race Roller down the inside. Zydrad making moves behind. And there's not pretty tame action ahead, but they're 3 wide out of the corner. Here comes Zydrad, like you said. Is he going to make a move? I don't know. Does he dare to go 3 wide into turn 1? Zydrad's going to go around the outside of Men's. Men's has a little loss of traction that leaves Cameron to lose out, and Beast to get ahead on board with Zydrad, who is trying to pick up the scraps of these people ahead, and I think at the moment he's on for more than
we bumped the Scopes up.
And Scopes breaks a little earlier than Zydred was waiting for is side by side out the corner behind them is Beast and Menz is struggling a little bit to keep up with the pace, the relentless pace of cars ahead. Menz is going to have a look down the inside, sorry. And yeah, it seems like Scopes and Race Roller not going side by side on this occasion, but Zydred is licking his lips. Let's go back on board with Bennett and see what's going on. And on the front, and Bunny is hounding as well. Jamham, of course, is doing the same. And yeah, Bennett is right on the back of Darnell at the moment. And if you can get this move done sooner rather than later, it'll be good, as Menz and Cameron have lost it, or have made contact, or I don't know. A couple of contacts been made. We'll have to wait and see on that one, as there's a car in the pit lane. And I think that's Russell's having a drive-through. And might be still, I think he got 2 drive-throughs. As Bunny's right on the back of Summoners, and it looks like Bunny's going to be the one to have a little dart down the inside sooner rather than later. Is he going to go for the move? He stays behind, has a nose. And this is going to allow Jamham, or is it, as he hits the back of Bunny. And I think that's probably stalled his run a bit. And is he going to go for the move? I don't think he's going to have enough speed. He's going to get close, but not close enough.
A DRS train now.
I think Ham may have got this in the bag. The Scopes down the inside of Beast. I think it might be Beast around the outside, actually. Scopes, rather. And Beast seems to have the high ground on the inside. Bit of wheel banging going on, but Beast does make that move, and he makes that move well. And he is up into P10 for now. Still penalties to be applied. But yeah, Bunny with that time penalty has not helped him out at all. And he's going to drop back a few positions, maybe 1 or 2. And I think that is Darnell with the penalty, of course, but he's right on the back of Hamjam. And that's probably going to leave Ham under threat if Darnell does make that move stick. As Darnell has a little bit of a slide out of turn 1, but Ham doesn't have the DRS. Here comes Darnell. He might get P1 on track, but it's not going to be P1 at the end unless there's major carnage behind him. Darnell's going to go down the inside, and he's going to be into the lead of the feature race here on the final lap. Southerners and Bennett by side. Bennett, I think, has lost out massively here. I don't know, not really sure what's going on. People are ghosting inside one another, and there's a lot going on. They're almost 3 abreast going into turn 4. That's Bunny down the inside. Oh no, what has he done? Too late on the brakes, and that has put him round. And Southerners seems to be alright. It's a Darnell Southerner 1-2. Southerner is into the net lead, but Hamjam is going to fight this all the way. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Can Southerners hold on for a famous victory out of nowhere? Really, Ham has lost out completely here. And around the final couple of corners, Ham's going to try for all he can. Darnell is going to come round the final corner now. He's going to come across the line in first place. Zydred drinks some time penalty, but it's Southerners who comes across the line to win the feature race here for the first time. Southerners is on top in a feature race, and that is unbelievable to see. And Ham is so annoyed that he's missed out. Bennett comes home in third, Jamham in 4th. And Darnell has to end up in 5th place. Beast takes 6th. Race Roller up to 7th from the back of the grid. A little Wiggy in 8th. Zydred misses out in the end, courtesy of a time penalty he picked up in the final few corners. Barlow rounds off the points in 10th. And then come the finishers of Bunny, McEwen, Menz, Scopes, Night Ranger, Cameron, Russell yet to finish, and is crawling over the line. DNFs were Carl and Sam and Nicky, but it's Southerners Maxwell who takes a shock victory here in the feature race.
That mistake at turn 3 right at the end has absolutely cost Ham there. Although what I will say at the same time, it may have saved him, because the Bunny Spear, it made obviously Bunny get by him as well, and then the Bunny Spear obviously wouldn't have affected him, but wow, what a finish, and as you say, out to absolutely nowhere.
I think I missed that. I didn't realise Southerners was ahead. All that I was watching Bunny, and then going down the inside, and then Southerners was ahead. I missed the action out of turn 3 for Southerners to get that done, but I thought Southerners was going to be out of the race when Bunny went diving down the inside. But it is Southerners who just clings on. Ham tried to all it's worth, but he just couldn't get close enough. And that was a breathtaking finish in the end. yeah, Jamham, well, didn't even get on the podium. It was a, I think it was probably one. It was a do or die move, and he gets fourth in the end, and then loses 4 points to Ham. Does take the fast lap as well. Someone's left the session. I mean, his internet has absolutely loved it so much that his internet has just decided to blow up at the same time.
Try and get him back in.
We'll get him back in. So he'll be starting 8th. But yeah, Zydrome misses out because of that penalty in the end. And if he didn't get that penalty, he would have been what, P6. But yeah, he's going to be very annoyed that he did not get reverse grid pole and had the chance to get something out of this. But he still does have something to get out of this. He can fight back in the sprint race.
I feel bad for jinxing.
Yeah, I think he just got a penalty in the final few corners. Do we give? I mean, can we look past some of this for drive of the day for the feature? Or I mean, Race Roller has done a pretty good job from the back. I think on any normal, normal day, Race Roller would be getting drive of the day, but I think we're going to have to give that one to Southerners.
Southerners, I think, for the driver of the day. I want to give shout-outs as well. I feel Race Roller, as you say, great comeback from the mistake in quali. Another one that can certainly be proud of their race is Bennett finishing in P3. I think that's a gamble that he took on the soft tyre to start on that and then go super soft. Certainly paid off for him.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I mean, I just have to catch my breath. Yeah, I mean, that was something else. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But I don't really know what happened at the end there. I don't know. Did Ham make a mistake out of turn 3?
It seemed like, that way we get too quick on the power and the car just kind of wobbles a wee bit to the right in turn 3. It just seemed like it was that kind of mistake, and Southern needed no invitation. He just saw that mistake and capitalised on it. As I say, Ham was a bit slow then to get away. That allowed Bunny to get by, and then obviously that led to Bunny getting the DRS as well. But I feel that sprint at the end, that DRS, especially in the last 2 laps, just made that for some sensational viewing.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to be. He's not going to be a happy man, and if he's in the top 3 at the end of the sprint race, I'll be keen to not ask him anything about the feature race because I don't think he's going to be too happy. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Still got 1 race to go, and we will wait and see. I think I don't know when we're going again. I think we're going in a few minutes because we had a 5-minute break, and that gives me a chance to relax after that epic finale. And we'll see. I don't know. Did some of us get back in or not?
Yeah, I got them back in. I think it's that way as well. It gives a couple of guys maybe a couple of minutes just to compose himself, because that was pretty hectic. The way the Austrian or the Spielberg Red Bull Ring circuit is, it's quite go, so there's never really a time to just kind of reflect and get your emotions back in check. So I think it's a good opportunity just to kind of get what happened in that race out of the system. There's going to be opportunities, where to make a move, maybe where not to make a move, and it could lead to something special that we're about to witness.
I think might lose my voice after this. We never know. I mean, if you're thinking of a sprint race you'd want to watch, I think Austria probably would be up there at the top of your list, because it's a short track. There's 3 DRS zones, and it's do or die, really. If you want the maximum points, it's going to be a lot of side-by-side action, I think. And I think there's going to be a little bit of carnage on the first lap. That's for sure, with the faster drivers trying to come back to the top. We will see. But I don't know I can't remember who was starting first. It was Wiggy, I think, who was starting first. I think Race Roller is definitely going to be a favourite as well. But yeah, we will see.
Found in the chat's got any predictions of how they feel this race could unfold, who they feel could make a surge through the field, let us know as well. We'll see who could be the viewers' picks for an exciting result.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. I think, well, I have my money on Jam here. Yeah, obviously he made the bold strategy call to go for the super softs at the end. Didn't quite work for him, as well, there was just a big train, and he was just not close enough to capitalise in the end. But I think him starting in fourth is he is certainly the favourite, you would have to say, and I think I would back him for a victory. But you never know, anything could happen, just like we saw about 5 minutes ago. So yeah, we'll see. The session is about to start shortly, and we'll be underway on our formation lap for the second time. And it is Wiggy who gets us underway. From Race Roller, from Beast, then Darnell in fourth, Jam in fifth, sorry, I forgot to say. But yeah, I think Darnell and Jam will be drawing it out, and Ham will try and be trying to fight back. But yeah, I think Jam has obviously got pace, Darnell has got pace. Beast yet to show his pace tonight, but he has had pace before, and he's starting in a good position to try at least defend. Then comes Bennett, Ham, and Southern has slowed down. Oh, that's his AI, of course, as everyone overtakes his AI. So that's going to hurt his tyres, as you can't select your car until you're back on the grids, which is a nice game mechanic, of course. But yeah, Scopes and Night Ranger come together. Zydrad is in ninth, aiming to get some form going at some point. Barlow in 10th, Bunny in 11th, McEwen 12th, Men's in 13th, Scopes in 14th, Night Ranger 15th, then comes Cameron 16th, Russell 17th, Carlin 18th, Sem in 19th, and he'll be looking to fight back, and Nicky at the back is looking, as Zydrad is disqualified for I don't know what.
Could be a case of those cars are very close together. Possibly Sumner's AI being slow could have caused an issue. Obviously he's not been able to pick up his car, but it's not going to put Zai in a good position going forward. Those tyres will be told.
Yeah, it's not going his way at all. Hasn't really gone his way recently in F2, in previous F2 races. But yeah, his car is on the grid as Nicky comes up to the back. So we're going to go again here in Austria for the sprint race, as Summoners was the man of the moment and is the man of the moment right now, but it is Wiggy who will lead us away. Race Roller, after coming back from the back of the grid, is starting right at the front this time, and he's going to have a big chance of big points here. Then comes Beast and Darnell in behind, and the rest to follow suit as we wait once again for the 5 red lights for what I expect and we expect to be an action-packed sprint race. And I am looking forward to see what action follows the 5 red lights, should they appear at any point, which they haven't just yet, as we're waiting a little while longer than I would have hoped. But we'll wait and see as we wait, and I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, seems to be some issue.
Got Bennett on AI, we've got Russell's car enjoying a fair hop, or 10. Certainly enjoying a bit of a bounce. Everyone else seems to be in formation.
Seems like we must be waiting for something.
Still get Bennett in AI.
Sure what for. Might need someone may need to leave and rejoin, but I don't know. Wait and see. Didn't want any stoppages, but seems like we got one. Yeah. Let's see. Trying to find out what's going on.
Either require someone to hit the old dash button.
And yeah, we'll try and get us back in, but I've seen this happen before where streamers get kicked and after someone else leaves, and then the race is underway. So the race might be underway, and we'll try and catch as much as we can as long as we get back in soon, I hope. But yeah, we'll have to wait and hope that we actually get an invite into the game. But yeah, we'll have to just wait and stare at the lobby screens and listen to lobby music.
I'm intrigued to see what we're missing, if the race has started, if we've had a safety car, if we've had carnage at turn 1, or if we've just decided to restart. So it'll be intriguing to see what decision has been made.
Well, to the admins, I don't know if they needed to restart or not. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, we can't see what's happening. The race might start just after we left, as I've seen that happen before. And yeah. So sorry to the viewers, and we'll just have to wait and hope. And yeah, we'll try and hopefully get an invite from somebody. But it doesn't look like it at the moment, so we're just staring at the menu screens and trying to get back in.
Mitzi's confirmed that they are racing.
They are racing. Yeah, so they are racing, but we need invites into the game.
The rescue one here.
Oh,
Or essentially to invite. There we go. I was just going to try and join off people. That was an option, actually.
I didn't even think of that. But
I didn't until it was far too late.
Yeah. Right, spectate. So I don't know what carnage has ensued, but we bring it back. I don't know if we're even going to be restarting or not. But yeah, we'll see. There's 4 DNFs, so obviously something bad happened.
Oh, well. I'll let you know in a bit.
And a disqualification, actually. So 3 DNFs and a disqualification. So, and Wiggy is down in 14th place. Race Roller's down in 9th. Jamam's in the lead. I mean, that's not something I wouldn't expect, but yeah. The Race Roller is in 9th, and Wiggy is in 14th from the front row. So yeah, something definitely happened quite bad. We are rejoined. Sem has retired from the session in the pit lane. So it hasn't gone well. But if we are continuing, I don't know anything different. We'll just say that we are live once again, and Jamham is in the lead of the sprint race for real for now. And that is what we're going with. As Darnell is right behind him, and as we said before, they are in a DRS train at the moment. With Scopes and Summers just drifting off the back of those.
Just looking at the position changes that we've missed, fantastic for Scopes up to P6. 8 positions gained, obviously Jam Ham and Ham Jam at the top as Wiggy retires, so both of them are up 4 positions.
Pits.
Nicky from P20 to P11 as well.
Zydred's making a move. Oh, he's off the track actually. So tried to make a move and didn't on Race Roller. As Ham is struggling, so maybe he has a bit of damage. Trying to catch up with all this and see what's going on. He doesn't have damage, no. Oh, I might have damage that we can't see. But yeah, he's struggling at the moment. But yeah, I mean, we don't know what happened in the first few laps, so we apologise for that. But we'll get the rest in, and they can decide what they do with the results from this. Darnell is trying to make it a Darnell double in F2, as he's in the DRS once again, and there's 14 drivers left in this race. As well, there's a absolute mammoth train that seems to want to form. Zydred's in the pits as well, so he possibly got damage, and he's retired from the session as well. I'm not sure what's going on, but it doesn't seem anything good. We'll have a look as Darnell comes into the braking zone, but here comes Southerners down the inside of Scopes as well, as Bennett's already got past. Oh, they're free wide on the exit, and luckily Scopes ghosts, and they're all pointing in one direction once again. Scopes may have a bit of damage. I can't really tell. Doesn't look like he does. Southerners down the inside, and Scopes is pushing him round the corner, and he's ahead of Bennett, and Southerners ahead of Bennett, and Bennett is side by side again with Scopes as they go round this left-hander, and Bennett's trying to, haven't noticed any of the inside of Southerners, but looking ahead. So there's two trains forming, and one for first, one for fifth, and then the rest are trying to follow behind. But yeah, McEwen has been lapped, and he is just ahead of Jam and this train. So Scopes is under, not Scopes, sorry, Southerners is now under pressure, the other Carling car, and yeah, we wait and see if Darnell can make a move. He's going to pull to the inside, has a nose. There's Darnell, but not enough of a chance to go for a move.
It doesn't seem like he's mostly coming out of any of the corners, turn 1 and turn 3, however it's the best launch, just seems to propel himself into that position to make a move or to stay ahead.
Tries round the outside, does Darnell, but it doesn't work in the end, and he has to stay behind him. A nice helicam at the moment. Zydred has left the session, but he has already retired, and yeah, I'm sure whatever happens, there's going to be probably an inquest into this sprint race once the dust has settled. But we can only commentate on what we are seeing on our screens, and we are seeing a race at the moment, and it is a frenetic race for first, involving Jam, Darnell, Ham, and Beast is tagging along behind as well. Southerners has managed to pull clear of Scopes, and Scopes and Bennett seem to be going at it down into turn 1, and Bennett has made the move by looks of it for now, but they're still side by side on the exit. Bennett has a little wiggle on. Here comes Menz trying to make it 3 wide almost. Scopes pulls right towards the left. Menz is going to go right round the outside, and is he going to try and go for 2 and 1? It's just going to be 1 on this occasion as Scopes is too far ahead, and Menz is up into P7, and he's going to try and set his sights on Scopes ahead as Beast watches on.
Benefited there for being the only man to have DRS, so that really gave him that. Obviously, it was total to start with, but that just gave him that little bit to get ahead of Bennett. Also noticing as well, this battle at the front has caused Ham Jam falling at the clutches of UK Beast Assassin, so a 4-way at the front. It could be interesting as time progresses. Obviously, only halfway through this race at the moment.
Yeah, we should see. I mean, this train behind them is now Southerners on his own, and Scopes just holding up the pack. As yeah, Tam is struggling quite a bit, so we'll go back on board. And I don't know really what's happening. Oh, he has got damage. I thought he may have damage, but I couldn't see it before. But he does have damage, and yeah, he has fallen back. And he's going to get out of the way of Beast, and I think the wise thing to do was let Beast go and try and get the best he can. But yeah, it seems he's going to have to settle for P4. But up ahead, Darnell is finally going to make a move, and is finally going to get ahead of Jam Ham for now. Has the DRS, has the inside line, and has the lead. As we are on lap 8 of the sprint race. He does run wide a little bit, but he does get it slowed down, and that is him comfortably Now his men's spinning around. I think he's hit the back, or he's had a rear lock-up, and that has caused him to get damage, and that's put him out of contention really for points with the damage. As Scopes is crawling, and that looks like Nicky in behind as well, going to have a little dart at the points playing positions, but he has a penalty as well. So these top 8 at the moment will finish how they are. We will have these 8 drivers in the top 8, but anything can happen, and there could be a few spills and frills yet to come. But here comes Bennett right on the back of Scopes and Race Roller, keen to have a little look on Bennett as well. Can he have a little go? Jamham's going to fight back. We're going to try to fight back soon enough. And here comes Bennett, and then here comes Race Roller. He's going to try to pull to the outside a little, similar to what Menz was doing. Oh, don't make it 3 wide, surely not. It's going to almost hit into the back of Bennett. I think Scopes has hit into the back of Bennett. Keeps hitting into the back of Bennett. And I think Race Roller has made that move. Not yet. As they're going to go 3 wide. This is going to end in tears. I hope it doesn't. They'll kind of make it through, but they'll kind of get stuck onto each other.
4 Nickies involved.
As Nicky is going to go around the outside of turn 6. Be brave to make that move. And he's has to stick behind for now. Gets a wheel on the grass. There's a drift, but gets a good exit, but gets blocked by Bennett on the exit due to his poor traction. Nicky has a little dart, but there's nothing on offer there. Jam still stalks the back of Darnell for now for first place, so this train is really hotting up.
Yeah, Julie Men's joined it as well. Be interesting to see, you know, I think when they're fighting this close, it could obviously drag the likes of Race Roller, Scopes, Bennett into potential penalties, so that's just basically what Nicky and Men's are looking at. But it was an interesting thing when Hamjam let Beast by. Is it possible he done that just to try and just allow Beast to tow him along in the DRS, just to keep him in there, because he's not really lost too much, and Beast has made slow inroads in the top 2 as they squabble.
Nicky has just had a big dive bomb and lost that completely, hit Bennett, and Scopes has got past, and are they going to go 3 wide once again? Surely not. I think they're going to stick behind, and Menz and Nicky, both of the people with penalties are battling. That's not really what they want to do, but it is what they are doing, and Nicky is up into P9, stays in P9 rather. As we'll go back on board then and rejoin our leaders. They are fighting for first, and wait and see what happens here in this race. Someone's picked up a time penalty, but Race Roller is 5.6 seconds back, and it's going to be tough to gain a few seconds on him, but I'm sure he's going to try all he can. Here comes Jamham, and I think it's going to be a simple move down into turn 3. He has the inside line, and he is up into first once again, and has the DRS for good measure, being behind in the detection zone. Ever so important when you're trying to overtake us, to keep in that detection point. As Nicky, and that is someone round, and that is Scopes.
And that's Nicky in a wall.
Oh, okay.
We have something, and just see the boards.
It's a safety car, because I can see the safety car coming out down through the pit lane. So, I mean, it's not going to be out for long, but it's going to bunch as many people back up. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Nicky. Did he just lose it on the traction, or make contact?
I just caught the end of it, unfortunately. I just saw him veering off to the left-hand side and the car hitting the wall. I feel that safety car is going to hinder, of all people, probably Southerner. Obviously, there is penalty there. Maybe lose 1 or 2 places. Yeah. But I just suspect we'll only have 2 laps of the safety car. This one, the next one. 1, because I think the game's programmed to give us at least 2 laps racing, and because there is only now 12 runners, it shouldn't take them too long to bunch up. A pit stop from Julie Menz. Risky.
Yeah, he's going to have to be sprinting around. McEwen's in the pits, but he is a lap down. The Helicam is out in full force tonight. They're getting their money's worth of Helicam footage here at Austria, and I've got to say it's got to be one of the best tracks for a Helicam I've ever seen, really. But all the tracks we go to. It's got some of the best helicam footage from the game. It's only a game, but it's certainly very immersive in terms of that. But yeah, Jaylee Menz is probably not going to catch up. He was probably better off staying out. So that lifts, as Nikki has left the session, we only have 12 people left. One of them's a lap down. So yeah, Jaylee Menz is going to try and catch up, but I think that was a safety car is in this lap as someone has joined. But yeah, that's just some. Well, I don't even know, some random, but yeah, safety car's in this lap. As Jam is doing the honour of slowing the pack down, and yeah, Menz is definitely not going to catch back up. But Barlow is going to probably come at full pace, everyone, and so is Night Ranger as well. As we wait for Jam to restart, then we've got a 2-lap dash to the end of the race. Here comes Jam, full pedal to the metal, full throttle down the pit straight, and this allows Beast to get back into this fight for at least the second place and maybe even a win. And Jam gets all out of shape on the curb, but there is no DRS, and there will be no DRS for the rest of the race. So then Race Roller is on the back of Southerners, back behind this battle at the front, and I think Race Roller, well, he's on for at least P5 at the moment, and that is Ham Jam trying to go around the outside here of Beast into the braking zone.
Oh, good move
Made
there.
a little bit of contact, but Beast stays ahead for now. Beast will really want to be looking forward instead of backwards, but he hasn't got a choice really. Ham's going to stick his nose down the inside, got a broken wing, but yeah, you can't fault his commitment and determination to get a step on the podium once again. And he has to stick behind, unfortunately, and that is him settling for P4 for now. But I'm sure he's going to try his best to get that podium place. So then we're coming towards the final lap, and we are on the final lap of the sprint race. It's been shorter than we wanted, as we got kicked from the game early on, some game issues for this sprint race. So we have to wait and see what the results are come the end, what the admins decide. But what we do have is an on-track battle, and that is the top two, and then the rest are all lying astern.
Oh, Beast a wee bit out of shape there.
Oh, Beast off the track, and that's going to allow a few people to have a go, nip past, and possibly Race Roller as well, and this will be for a decent position. And Darnell's going to have to stick behind in the end.
Oh,
Jam stays ahead into that late on the brakes. Oh, they're all over the shop at the moment. They're throw a blanket over them, and it's going to be 3 wide going through here. This is going to be touch and go whether they can get it done. Race Roller having a peek. He's really trying to get past Beast, because that's a free position right there. They're side by side, almost 3 wide once again going through here. But it seems like Race Roller's going to get ahead of Summers in the end. We'll go back on board with our race leader, and that is Jamham. Just about gets ahead of Darnell, and Jamham wins the sprint race ahead of Darnell. Then comes Ham, and the whole gaggle of cars behind, and it's Ham in third, Race Roller, then Beast, Bennett, Barlow, Scopes, Night Ranger. Summers in the end has a big timing glitch, so don't even know where he would have finished in the end. Then comes Menz and McEwen. I think, yeah, it seems like Summoners would have finished I want to say P7. I don't know, but he had a timing glitch. But they will sort that out. But yes, I don't know who we can give driver of the day, because we didn't see much, but I think we may as well give it to Jam, considering we didn't see too much in the end. But yeah, it's Jam who wins once again in F2, adding to his tally once again, and adding so I think his championship lead with his brother in third.
Just going to try and get the clip done here. Unfortunately, the older Xbox was a bit slow to get me to where I need to be, but what a thrilling race there. We're intrigued to see where Solana finishes with penalties there. It seems he had just a 3-second pen, so he might have actually just been right behind Beast, possibly, in terms of that, but we'll get that sent forward, that clip, to the admin, and they can sort it from there. Let's have a look. Fifth place wins, fourth place in second, seventh place finish third. That's a tough one, Jam. The fastest lap as well. So I think you'd incline to give him driver of the day just purely on that basis of winning the race from where he did. And yeah, I don't think we could really have the guy that has the most points over the course of the weekend not getting any driver of the day.
Yeah. So Jam, Ham, and Southerners are 1, 2, and 3 actually in the end. So there you go. Jam picks up the most points. The most points for him last time were 40 odd points, but it's 29. So it just shows how topsy turvy it was. Yeah, I'm sure Ham is going to be disappointed that he can capitalise on those things that happened, especially on the last lap of the feature. And yeah, we obviously didn't know what happened at the start of this. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to leave here disappointed, but we can hear from those three, so we'll get Jam, Ham, and Southerners in to hear their thoughts. And yeah, surprisingly, only one of them. Oh yeah, one of them, the one who won the feature race, is third. But I don't know if he would have ended up top or not. I think you get 2 points for 7th, so he would have probably been 29, 28, 27 for those three. But we'll try and get them in. Anyway.
Just try to get the clips up here so I can at least remember for these questions, because they'll usually go well, they're that hectic we forget what happens in them.
Yeah, we'll get them in. I don't know where if Jam actually exists anymore, but we'll try and get him in anyway.
I'd be really intrigued to get an idea for guys as well, how that sprint race start went that we missed out on, because obviously a lot of people with cold tyres. Is that possibly going to be an effect that maybe hampered a few of the guys at the start? But chaos certainly ensued from there, and good overall race.
Yeah, we'll get Ham in if he is, well, if he's up for an interview anyway. Don't want to force him to. We'll see. Be interested to hear from him at least, but you know, we'll give it a minute or so. If he doesn't join, then we'll press on, no doubt. But if he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to. I won't force him to. I'm sure he's not too happy with himself, at least, or well, maybe not himself, but what happens in those races. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But Maxwell, as he does join. So Maxwell, if you want to do Southerners first, and then do Ham, and I'll do Jam.
Yeah, no problem
And
at all.
then we'll do it.
So start with Southerner, just looking through the clip here. Sixth place was your qualifying. How did you feel the lap went personally?
It could have been pole. I lost about 6 tenths on that lap. So I saw that was sixth. I was a bit relieved, and then I saw that it was still about 3 tenths behind. It kind of hurt even more, knowing what I've done comfortably in one shot. But fortunately, it was made up very fortunately race. I'll take it, I'm not going to lie. Absolutely buzzing. Got the first F1 win at Austria last season, got the first F2 win in Austria this season. So I'm buzzing. I'm an F2 winner with the likes of Ham, Jam, Freeman, Zydrad, Darnell. Feels good to join that club. This sprint, God knows I wasn't really there for the start. So I've got honestly no idea what's going on. I'm only just seeing what's been said in the F2 chat now. We'll look into it. But overall, I'm absolutely chuffed. I think it's another step I've made since I've some assists off. Again, it was fortunate and lucky, but I'm always one to say luck favours the brave. So already can't wait for Silverstone next week.
I must say, as I was just on the onboard for the move for the win. It was just a case of it seemed anyway from my view, just of let your eyes open up, an opportunity is there and you just have to grab it. It's maybe an unexpected one, but one you have to go for. I think, obviously I can't give anything official, but I think you're roughly about 6th place in the
Yeah,
sprint. We've got it clipped anyway because
yeah.
of that massive timing glitch. But I say first place in a 6. You've got to be happy with that.
Um, Again, I'm absolutely buzzing. Just I love the F2 cars seem to suit my style more, and
Mhm.
it makes me feel slightly better knowing that um, the gap to the absolute goats of this league, Jam and Ham, I'm a bit closer to them in F2 rather than F1. So it makes me feel a bit better, even if they only practice like one lap before the actual event. But actually, I want to. He might be watching. I actually want to dedicate my first F2 win to Baggy Fan, who he left Discord earlier on because of he was slightly involved in what happened over the weekend. But he's really kicking himself after that, and he's down himself as a person. Which, if he knew him as well as I do, he's a big bear. He literally meant no harm, and again, yeah, he really is kicking himself. So that one's for you, Baggy. Have that.
Very nice and touching words there, Silver. Very nice of you. What have we got next? I don't want to do the James here, the OG, and mix the two of these up, which he seems to love to do. Let me guess. Have I got Ham Jam? Am I right? Have I guessed right?
Yes, you're
Yes.
right.
Right, we're sorted. So, Ham Jam, have a wee look here. You're qualified, saw you in P4. How did you feel your lap went? Was that flawless in your opinion? Was there a lot of mistake? How do you view it?
No, it was rubbish.
Rubbish. Not a fan of it.
The first sector was good, and then it just went downhill from there. I'd been doing laps. Again, it's the same every week though, so I mean, I've only got myself to blame. Been doing laps earlier on that would have got me pole comfortably, but it's the same thing every week, so it's only got myself to blame with that one.
Would you think it's possibly down, or is it just a case of, is it maybe that one shot qualifying that's like you have to nail it in this instance? Is that maybe playing maybe a wee factor on your mind, possibly?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'd rather be P4 than push for pole and invalidate, but at the end of the day, it's 4 points, and I could do with the points at the moment the way the races are going. So maybe it is time to just start growing some balls or something. I don't know, and just going for it.
No problem at all. I'll touch very minorly on the feature race. I say, how do you feel that went? Was that a wee bit frustrating? That just that mistake again?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. I've wear my heart on my sleeve. I dominated the race. I'm sure James won't mind me saying that I was a bit faster than him. Dominated the race and just all got undone through no fault of my own. Like the last few weeks have been now, really. Had my races ruined by incidents. I mean, I'm not going to pin the blame on anyone specifically. I'm not going to, name anyone specifically, but I'm getting quite tired of it, to be honest, because again, I've not really done anything wrong, and I've had my race. Well, I mean, I came P2, so it could have been worse. But when you got the chance to win and you lose it in circumstances like that, then you can only be annoyed, really.
Not a problem. I don't have my clip loaded, but can you just give us your thoughts on the sprint race from your perspective?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I got a decent start, got a few positions, kind of was doing what I needed to do. Got myself into third. Felt again I had a decent shot at the win because I was at least as fast as the guys ahead. And then I lost a bit in my wing. Now I don't know whether it was my mistake or what. Dino left the door open on the outside. I tried to go for it, but then he moved across and shut it. When it was too late, I couldn't back out. We'd already started braking, so I mean it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other probably. I mean I shouldn't maybe have gone for the move, but the door was open
Yep.
and it got slammed in my face. So yeah, lost half my wing, and then somehow managed to battle back to P3 off that safety car restarts. So, again, mistakes and silly incidents. So I guess I'll take it P3.
The one thing I want to ask, just a brief thing, is was it a case of when you get past? Was it Beast? I think it was Beast that get by you. Was that a case of you were just letting him through because you were obviously struggling with damage, or was that a case of he was the faster car? I know you had the damage, but I wasn't sure if you were trying to just maybe sit in his DRS to get towed along. Was that just a case of him being faster, or was that a strategy point?
I mean, he had the DRS, the slipstream. I'm always going to at least try and put a bit of a fight, even if I've got damage, because I do feel as though I can generally avoid making contact. But yeah, I mean, I would have battled him more, obviously, had I not got the damage. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I had half my front wing, so there's only so much you can do.
I'll say it wouldn't be. I know obviously you say you're very hard on yourself, you wear your heart on your sleeve, but to be when you're sitting in like the top couple of people and you're always you're disappointed in this instance, it just shows how high the standards that you're aiming for. So I just say keep at it. Say hopefully your luck will turn on your side, and best of luck for next week's race at Silverstone. So thank you for your
Cheers,
time.
mate. Well done to James and Matt as well for their wins as well.
Man, thank you, man.
So then we're on to, well, somehow is the top point scorer once again is Jamam, and yeah, I mean, it was tough. It was definitely tougher today. I mean, I went on boards with you in quali and I gave you a nice jinx. I think you made a mistake through turn 1, so yeah, that didn't work out. But you got yourself in a decent position at the end of quali, and then obviously the feature race. You were there or thereabouts, and then I mean I think firstly just talk us through why you pitted under the safety car.
Yeah. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm still kind of struggling to figure out why I did it. I think I was kind of expecting more people behind to pit and go on to the supers, but yeah, it was a bit silly, really, wasn't it? I would have had well, not guaranteed podium, but I mean, it would have been a much better chance if I'd stayed out. But yeah, I think I was just expecting a few more guys to pit. It almost worked out, but yeah, unfortunately, Bunny wasn't quite quick enough to go forward, so kind of just got a bit stuck behind him. But yeah, it was okay. Still got fastest lap, and then with penalties fourth, so it was alright. But yeah, definitely just a mistake on my part.
Yeah, got a bit hectic at the end, though, but managed to avoid that just about. But yes, and then obviously we missed whatever's happened at the start of the sprint race because the game is the game. But you crucially got ahead of Darnell in the end. It was a tough battle between you two, but you came out on top, and must be good to obviously win once again.
Yeah, I mean, I got a pretty good start. I don't think any of the guys ahead were sort of thinking or expecting a restart, so I think I did just get a good start, and then yeah, struggling to remember it really, but yeah, I found myself in the lead from 5th quite early on, and then yeah, obviously Donna was keeping me honest, but I always felt like I was a little quicker, and then got the opportunity to do it, and then yeah, thankfully I think the safety car pretty much guaranteed me the win after that, because obviously without DRS it was always going to be difficult for him to overtake. But I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, gaining a point again on rivals after what I'd probably have to say on the whole quite a disappointing weekend. But I mean, track like Austria, it's always going to be close, so it was probably was expecting it to be quite a tough one today. So yeah, overall it was a good one.
Well then, I think we're gonna have to end it there to avoid it dragging on, as we've had a longer one than usual. But I would like to hand my congratulations to Summers on winning an F2 for the first time, and Jamham for another victory, and extending his championship lead once again. And say thank you to Maxwell for being alongside me once again, and it was enjoyable for what we could see. And yeah, the action's not over, as we have all the F1 races coming ahead of us, and I'm sure there is going to be a lot of action here at Austria in the F1 cars, so be sure to look out for that. Starts at Div 1 tomorrow night at 9 PM. Be sure to tune in from me and Maxwell. That is all for now, and we'll see you next week when we are at Silverstone for F2 once again. Good night.